Yo, what's good YouTube? It's boardzy, and this is going to be a review of the Redragon King 4K Pro, the M916 Pro. This mouse has two names, I don't know, but is it the first good Redragon mouse? That is the question that I will be trying to answer in this video, and this mouse is very cheap. It's well under $50. Currently, it's like $45 on Amazon with a $3 coupon, then another 10% off, so it's a cheap mouse, but I have never been a person to just review a mouse and be like, oh yeah, it has flaws, but it's cheap, so buy it. Is this really an elite mouse? Because I did also get the VXE R1 Pro, which I do think is a very good budget mouse, as the budget mouse people have just been begging me to review many things. But yeah, the M916 Pro, if I had to use one word to describe it, that word would be Redragon. It's good, not great. The 4K is no good. The 4K is not stable, it's just shitty. The 2K is alright. It doesn't feel significantly better than 1K or even just a good 1K implementation with corded mode. The wireless is not going to match Razer on a $50 Redragon mouse. I hate to break it to you. Yeah, I would say the wireless experience does lose out to the VXE R1 Pro because that is compatible with the VGN dongle, which I consider just a better, in my experience, it's obviously a fucking better wireless implementation than what Redragon has. But they do provide the dongle out of the box, so in the future they could do a firmware update. And yeah, I understand Redragon's target audience is not mouse enthusiasts on high performance setups, trying to get the absolute most out of their mouse's performance. But if you're making a fucking 4K mouse, wow, just drop it right before I'm about to talk about the build quality section. Hey, it was creaking before that drop. Yeah, I understand a lot of people who use this mouse or in Redragon's target audience are legit on 60 hertz, 144 hertz monitor setups, so you're not going to notice any discrepancies between wireless performance. But I'm just saying, this doesn't really hold up, compete with the best of the best. Also, another thing where it really lacks is the coating. It's just untextured, cheap, super slippery feeling plastic. On the box, it says there's a skin-friendly finish, but to my knowledge, there's literally nothing going on. There's nothing rubberized about this coating. And yes, the mouse is cheap, but I would so strongly recommend just getting a wired OP1 8K over this. Yes, it's $75. They do have the 1K version at $50, though, which I think really competes. I haven't really spoken about the shape on the Redragon M916 Pro yet. To me, it's mostly a super mangled Viper Mini with a lot of different stuff going on towards the back. It has this wide flare. It does have a hump kind of towards the back of the mouse, so it does kind of remind me of the Ponage Ultra Custom Symmetrical 2, which was a take on the Viper Mini shape, because it's not similar in hand. The Viper Mini feels much smaller. Because, yeah, this is not a Viper Mini clone. They don't feel especially similar in hand. The Viper Mini is much smaller. But, yeah, if you do want something that's a smaller claw shape but flares out a lot towards the back, I'm saying if you want this. I don't think anybody fucking wants this. But, yeah, it's a very unique shape. I don't really enjoy it that much for claw. For fingertip, it's weird as well because it flares out so much, towards where I'm placing my fingers on the mouse. And yeah, I really wish that this just had flatter sides. At 50 grams though, there's not a lot for me to complain about when it comes to weight balancing or just how the mouse feels in terms of weight. The stock skates are quite bad. They do have the most invisible film ever on them, but even after you take it off, they're just still super thin, larger style skates that just they don't blow me away in terms of performance. This is unrelated, but the mouse does have a Bluetooth mode, so if you are just a super casual gamer, you want a mouse that's gonna work with Bluetooth as well, for the price it's not bad. There's no arguing that, but I would not seriously consider this one of the best budget mice, especially after trying the VXE R1 Pro, the VGN Dragonfly. I think those are mice that punch up. They feel $100 mice in terms of quality, while this really, it just does feel like a $50 mouse. I mentioned the build quality briefly earlier, but it did go to shit on me after a day. If the first day it was solid, I'm wow, this is kind of impressive, and then the second day I can just start to feel the plastic flex inwards on the side, and there is a lot of creaking, but only the first time I squeeze the mouse, so I don't know if it'll hear right now, but I don't know, the sides are just, I can feel them flexing inwards so much. And yeah, if you are just lightly gripping the mouse while using it in game, I doubt you'll have any massive noticeable issues. But then again, I don't have a lot of time on this mouse, and the amount that the quality worsened in that little amount of testing, it was somewhat concerning for sure. The side buttons, the bottom side button, when you click it towards the top, it just goes into the shell. So yeah, I think this really shows it. There is a lot of post travel on that bottom side button. The top one, for some reason, has like some texture on it. I genuinely can't think of the reason. Like, it can't be to differentiate between the buttons because, like, obviously you're gonna know which one's the top button regardless of if there's a fucking texture on it. But I mean, it doesn't take away that much from the mouse, I guess. The side buttons, aside from that like post travel issue and just generally like a super cheap like springy feeling on that bottom one, the side button implementation is all right. The scroll wheel, it's just like super smoothed out. It almost feels like a G502 when you like have the infinite scrolling mode on. There is a little bit of like step definition, but really not that much. It's like one of the more smoothed out wheels. The main clicks are Huano blue shell pink dots, I believe, on the 4K version. And again, this is just like a run of the mill, middle of the road click implementation. I would say it's one of the like more dull, less tactile, and like nice feeling implementations of blue shell pink dots I've tried. And yeah, no doubt my right click does feel a lot cheaper. There's like more creaking in the post travel, and when I do like a side to side wobble test, there's like some popping. So it's just, I don't know, this mouse all around, it's cheap. It's a fucking Redragon mouse. And I don't know why I let people be like, oh yeah, Redragon made a great $50 4K mouse. Like, it's not that good, guys. And yeah, the shape is going to be a hit or miss for some people. I'm sure you might like it. I just find it to be awkward. Like, it's just it flares out so significantly for an otherwise like kind of small medium mouse. It just, I don't know, it feels fucked up. For claw grip, I just don't enjoy it. The lack of a coating isn't good. The button quality, like I've mentioned, is unremarkable, unspectacular. The wireless, on 1K at least, I will say it's a solid budget wireless experience. So if you do just want like a very cheap mouse that like it fucking slam clicks as well, it just annoys me because it's messing up my video. But yeah, I can't recommend this. As somebody who uses good mice, I can't say that this is even in the same realm of quality. It's Redragon, it's cheap, it's mass produced, it's garbage. If you want it, God bless, but I would definitely recommend an OP1, even the standard non-8K version at $50. The VXE R1, I'm going to review the entire lineup soon. I recommend these over it. And yeah, there's just really nobody who I'm like, this is the best mouse for. Unless you're just in some bizarre country where no products besides Redragon exist, then it's probably the best mouse in their lineup. And yeah, that's all. I just hate doing budget mouse reviews because I'm like, this product sucks. I'm never going to fucking use it again. But yeah, awesome. Review. I mean, even though it's most of my reviews anyway. But yeah, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Peace out.